guys, so welcome to another video. Today's video I wanted to do a zodiac color eye look using an affordable beauty supply store palette. So that's the look we got going on today. If you want to see the palette I use, how these colors work, what colors I used, all of that good stuff, something quick and simple and a little bit different. It's almost my birthday, so I was basically like celebrating my zodiac sign. Yeah, so if you want to see how I did this look, then continue watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye guys. Okay guys, so I started off with my P. Louise Rumor 2 base. Y'all know that that is one of my favorite eyeshadow base to use. I was clearing out my disc. Is it called a disc? A SD card. That's how old I am. Uh-oh. And I saw this video and I remember telling you guys that I did film the eye look. I went back to my videos and saw that I never posted it. So that's why it is going up now. But yeah, I just primed with my P. Louise Rumor 2 base using a Shop Miss A concealer brush to pat it and blend it out. For this look today, I used a Ruby Kisses NICKA eyeshadow palette. You'll see in a minute. From the beauty supply store, no more than $5.99, maybe $6.99 for this eyeshadow palette. And this was the pigment that I achieved, which was really great. This look was inspired by my zodiac sign, which is an Aquarius. So I looked online to find out what colors. Okay, so it's called Jungle Haze by NICKA. And I used that very turquoise shade, and I'm kind of like going in a slanted motion today in my outer V, and as you can see, you see how pigmented it is. But yeah, this look was inspired by my zodiac sign, which is Aquarius. So all the looks that I saw online, the colors were this aqua color blue, a very teal light blue shade. And my whole life I thought my colors were like amethyst or purple shade. And so I was like, oh, I never knew it was blue. And blue is one color that I rarely reach for. So I was like, well, let me go ahead and do this look. So that's what inspired this look today. And I wanted to use a palette that was affordable and very inaccessible if you have a beauty supply store in your area. So here I'm just lifting up my eyelid because I wanted to get in that crease to make sure that blue was inside of that crease as much as I could. For me, I don't know. Some say I don't have hooded eyes. I don't know what kind of eyes I have. I just know I have to make sure I get in that fold right there so that I don't have that eyeshadow primer just sitting there. So that's why I'm holding it up to make sure that I get that blue everywhere. And I was going for a shape. I always try to create a different shape with my eyeshadows, but it never seems to work that way. I always end up with the same shade, which is no problem. We'll get there one day. So I'm using my Wet n Wild blending brush, no product on the brush at all, just to blend out the edges, smooth them out, make sure all that base is covered. I just knew that the look needed to be blue, and it needed to be this color blue, and that's why that's why I stuck with that shade. I didn't want to do too much. I don't know what I was doing, y'all. But I was doing something. So I'm just blending it out, making sure I get in that crease area. You can find really good palettes at the beauty supply store. I was in there the other day in my local beauty supply store. They didn't have anything new in mine. Whenever I can't find anything new in my local beauty supply store, I always go to Sam's Beauty. They always have the new things online. So here I went in with that kind of, it was almost my complexion shade, a brown. Is it? Yeah. And that was just to blend out the edges. As you can see, it's a very light brown shade, and that was just to blend out the edges of the blue. Now that's one thing I'm afraid of, is not blending out especially that top part of my eyeshadow, because I can't stand for that not to be blended some type of way. And I'm learning how to use the color that I put there to blend it out versus me having to go in with that skin tone brown shade that I always go in with. But that's just to make me feel comfortable, to make it seem like it's blended. So here I think I'm going to try to not necessarily cut my crease, but give it some shape. I think the whole just of cutting your crease is to make sure that the brush you're using is like really, really firm and not necessarily like really hard, but that it has a shape to it. That way it makes it easier. So yeah, I know it's like 2023 and I don't really see a lot of people cutting the crease anymore, not like they were in like 2006, 2007, cutting the crease like crazy. And I just look up so that I can see or kind of get an idea of where my crease is stopping so that when I look straight ahead, you can see the shadow. You know what I mean? You can actually see the shadow. I don't know. Some people get what I'm saying. I think I'm saying it right. And I'm just packing it on. With the Pilouise base, you don't have to use that much. You can use very little and the shades will still do what they're supposed to do. But I left this part in there just in case it's someone like myself who's still learning how to cut a crease, how to make it work, how to make your shadows pop and all of that. Yeah, and that's just a random brush from Amazon. But I love beauty supply store eyeshadows because as you can see, it picked up. I don't mind. I don't care where the eyeshadow palette comes from, as long as the colors are pigmented and they pick up and they show on my dark skin and aren't patchy, aren't chalky. I don't have to like pack it on to make it do anything. So as long as it doesn't do that, I don't care where the eyeshadows come from. It can come from the dollar store, Family Dollar, Dollar General, Walmart, Target, like I don't care where they come from as long as they show up and do what they're supposed to do. And I'm just getting the concealer brush and flattening it. I can't talk. And packing it. Packing the blue shade some more in my outer V so I can kind of create that ombre and to also smooth out where the eyeshadow primer is, the P. Louise primer is, so that way it's just not a harsh line between primer and then my outer V shade. So I decided to go on with the light shade, which I know I rarely do because that's a very cool shade. But according to the zodiac and the water sign, that's what shade I'm supposed to use. Like I'm supposed to use blues that look like water, the ocean, and all of that good stuff. So that's why I decided to pick that shade right there today. And I'm just packing it on the inner part where I semi-cut my crease at. And you can see that it's showing up with no problem, no issue. At first, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to wipe all of this off because I am so not a cool girl. Give me warm tones, browns, deep orange, and greens, and all of that, and I'm good. But once you start giving me like those real light colors, I just have to keep going, keep going. So I'm just packing it, making sure all the areas are covered. Then I'll go back in with that transition shade to make sure that, everything is blended. And I think the key for this look was to just make sure everything was blended and going how it should. Now this color right here was a cross between a blue and a green glitter shade. So I decided to pop that in between the two colors just to give me a contrast of colors. The more colors for me, the better. I just feel like if I could just put more colors, whatever, if I can pile the whole rainbow on my eye, I probably would. Just give me more colors and I'm good. I was really having a good time with this eyeshadow today. So I think for this look, yeah, I included my NYX Vivid Matte Black Liner, not a wing liner at all. This is very much so just a line. And I got to get a new one now that I'm sitting here thinking about it because I'm almost out. And that's just amazing to me that I was actually able to use up a liquid liner. That's how much I enjoy. That's the only liner that I've been using. And before that, I was using the Wet n Wild black liner. So yeah, I've been using this NYX. I need to go to Ulta and get another one. I always look in my mirror, look in my monitor to make sure my lines are as even as they can be, because not all the time are they even. Sometimes it start off small and then it gets like really big for no reason. And then have to go to the other eye and make the other eye just as big. So yeah. And I went back with the dark shade. Once I put on my liner, I always go back in with the dark shade to deepen up the outer V. I just like my outer V to be as deep as it can be. So I always go back in after I do my liner and deepen up that outer V part. What am I doing now? Okay, so I went in with some of the Rumor 2 base, put that on my lower lash line, and I'm going to go in with the dark shade, the same shade I put in my outer V. I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line. I probably didn't need a base to do this, but I just went ahead and put the base down just to be on the safe side. You know, just to be on the safe side, because I really wanted it to pick up. It's hard, like when you're dark skinned and you're trying to get colors and make colors show up on your skin the way they appear in the palette. It can be really hard. So yeah, it just takes some time and playing with it and making sure you know what base to use, a dark base, a light base, you know, that's going to work well with the color. So I'm learning as I'm going. But yeah, I just use the angle brush to pack on that color and kind of smoke out my lower lash line. I don't know why it was in my head to complete this look, but I just had to do it. And the month of February is gone now while I'm doing this voiceover. I did this in the month of February. I'm just making sure all areas are covered and we're good to go. Oh, I'm showing y'all how I do my lashes. I think I've showed y'all this before, but anyway, same Amazon lashes that are always linked in my description box. Those are my favorite lashes that I always use in my description box. And I'm taking my Duo Glue. This is the one in the green packaging. I kind of like put it on my lash line first, especially in the corner and the outer part, because those areas tend to be the ones that are very hard to stick. And while I'm waiting for my uh, lash glue to get kind of tacky, I try to go in and put on my e.l.f. lip primer so my lips will be priming while I'm waiting on the lashes to get tacky. I have no method for putting on lashes either. I just look down. I got a mirror and I'm looking in the mirror and I'm looking down and the tweezers are getting on my nerves. So I just decided to go with my fingers and I look down and I do my inner part first and then I go with my outer part. It took me forever, guys, to learn how to put on lashes, but the key I've learned is to look down versus looking straight ahead. As you can see, I think you can see better now. Yeah. Sometimes I use my tweezers, sometimes I use my fingers. It depends on how the tweezers are treating me that day. Sometimes they work and sometimes they get on my nerves. I'm just using my fingers to pinch and the tweezers to pinch my lashes with the falsies. That's a hair clip. The tweezers had glue on it, so it kept getting sticky. So I had to find something that I can put the two together with. So I left the lip bar there. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I left the lip part in, y'all. But I'm using a brown lip liner. Probably my MAC Chestnut. Oh no. Okay, so I went in with my LA Girl black eyeliner. Okay, guys, I'm back after using this NICKA Kate Jungle Haze eyeshadow palette. It's like $4.99, $5.99 in the beauty supply store. I wanted to do a look that was comparable or supposed to be like my Zodiac colors. And all the videos that I saw, or the color scheme that I saw, this was the color, like a aqua watercolor. So I was like, hey, I got a palette with those shades in it. I want to give it a try. So that's mainly why I decided to do this look today. Plus, it's an affordable, good palette. And this is how the eyes are looking. As always, my lashes that I always use from Amazon are linked in the description box. But I think the look came together rather nice. No hard work for these eyeshadows. They blend well, barely any fall out. Even the glitter shade is doing what it's supposed to do without any hard work. And that's what I look for when I'm playing in eyeshadows. Like if I got to do too much work, too much blending, too much packing, it's a no for me. And this is a beauty supply store. $4.99, $5.99. You can't beat that. So yeah, this is the completed look. Drop down and let me know what's your zodiac colors, what's your zodiac, and what's your zodiac colors, because I'm interested. For whatever reason, I thought mine was purple, but I'm still coming back to do a purple look because I assumed all my life that it was purple. Yeah. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.